No, we say that all the time.
Yo. Welcome back to the Heavily Opinionated Podcast. All right, now, not too much. It's your boy, Jamel Kijana, a.k.a. Melly Mel, a.k.a. whatever you want to call me. And with me, I got.
It's your boy. It's your homie. It's Playboy Troy in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who else I got with me tonight?
It's your boy Frank Mason, aka Kooley High, the number one Falcon advocate, and I'm putting an APV out on that boy Justin Jefferson. I'm getting that boy locked up. He sell crack on the weekends, every weekend, and he ain't miss a lot.
Hey, yo.
Lock him up.
Yo. Hey, this is making a
All
turn
right.
so fast.
And last but certainly not least.
Why we let him go second?
Having technical difficulties. Good Lord. It's been a minute, y'all. Y'all know.
It's the Rock.
I'm back, man. I'm sorry I've been gone. I just want to say that to our viewers. Been working hard. It's your boy Platinum Pat.
All right. Glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you back. Let's get straight into it.
Shout out to Platinum.
So, the past weekend, the official college football playoff bracket has been dropped. A lot of opinions, a lot of heavy opinions out there about teams that got in, teams that didn't get in. So, I'm going to pull the bracket up real quick and then we can just kind of expound on how everybody feels about it. Me personally.
Go ahead and say what you got to say, Mel. You was talking in the group chat. You said you had something to get off your chest. So get off your chest.
I'm okay
you said
with
you
it.
got an essay.
I got an essay. Don't get me wrong. I've forgotten a little bit of it, but
we talking about the one that you write down.
I was, and I forgot about it. I forgot. It's been a while, but I'll just go off what I see now, and I'll go off my opinions now of it. The paths look a little bit different. I do feel like Oregon, being the number one seed, shouldn't have such a difficult path. I feel like the easiest path, Penn State has a very easy route to be in the semis because all you gotta do is beat SMU and Boise State. I'm not stunting on them, but they're not compared to everybody else in the bracket. They're the two weakest teams, as well as Indiana. They have an easy path. Oregon, that's a tough path because you possibly could play Texas and Ohio State just to get into the semifinals. So, just to get to the final. So, I think that's a tough one for the number one seed. But in terms of the last teams in, I do think it was fairly ranked. I think these are definitely the four best conference champions that deserve the bye week.
Wait a minute.
I feel like possibly Clemson is a better conference champ than Boise State, but go ahead.
Question. You go back to it, but the teams, so Clemson and Texas, whoever went out of that goes instantly to Arizona State, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I double checked. I didn't want to make sure because you said Texas and Ohio State.
I meant to say
Ohio State.
no. Okay. I didn't mean to say Texas. I meant to say right here. Like for Oregon to get to the final, they would have to possibly play Texas and Ohio State compared to like some other teams where it might not be as a difficult path.
Okay.
They have to play like every game Oregon's gonna have to play as a number one seed. This would be different if Oregon was a 5. But you're a number one seed.
I just find it weird.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
No, I just find it weird that it's not like
I'm okay with it.
Like any other playoffs you ever seen, usually you see I guess that just might be me, but Oregon should be where Arizona State is, Georgia should be where Oregon is at, and like Arizona State should be where Georgia's at. Am I confusing on that?
So you're saying Oregon should be up.
It should be like 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 1, 2, 3.
No. It should be 1 and 4 flop for sure. But outside of that, I
2 and 3 flop.
2 should definitely.
You want 1 and 2 to meet at the championship. So they're gonna have to be on the other side.
They would meet on the championship.
Okay,
1 and 2.
1
and 2.
2 and 3.
Yeah, 1 and 4. I see what you're saying. Yeah, 1 and 4. And then 4. Oh, yeah, this is a lot of math. But
either way,
I'm like, bro, how did Oregon become the number one, but they end up
facing
either Tennessee or Ohio State off their first game just for them to literally?
It's because of the way that the cookies crumbled. Look at the standings, like the way that because that's
no. I'm not mad at them playing either Tennessee or Ohio State, but I'm looking at how the bracket is set up where. In any normal case, if like Oregon's number one, they should be playing either Clemson or Texas.
But even then, though, look, even at the end of the day, we're still going to be saying, look at the road they got to take. They got to beat either Clemson or Texas or Ohio State or Tennessee.
That's true. Even
We're
if we
still gonna
swapped
be saying
them,
the
it would
same
still be
thing.
the same. Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, hey, it's going to be a good game anyway. At the end, I'm not an Oregon fan, so it was like,
I was about to say, I'm not
ain't
mad
no
at
skin
you.
off my back. But and at the end of the day, it's going to be all good
My
football.
team may make it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, and I'm about to get into that. I feel like Miami, it's hard to say Miami could get SMU because SMU went to the conference championship against Clemson. Miami did not. You can't do that. You can't, just because SMU lost in the conference
Hey,
game, you don't put a person who
my
didn't compete
anger
in it. I would
was
put Miami right here
my
instead of
anger was
Indiana.
only on if they had left Alabama in there, which I knew they wouldn't, but still,
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna give them
Because
the reaction.
I feel like
I'm
it's
gonna give them
because
the
of last
reaction
year.
that they won't.
I feel like it was because of last year. I feel like if last year didn't happen where Alabama got in because they were a conference champ and then Georgia didn't get in because they weren't a conference champ and then somebody else and Florida State didn't get in because the quarterback situation and who was number 6 that didn't get in. I can't remember who else, but another team didn't get in. A lot of people didn't like that. So I think this year they were like, let's not have that same smoke. Alabama, you didn't have 10 wins.
They just want to avoid all the problems. Which
Yeah,
I
of
get.
course. Yeah,
I
as you
get
should.
it.
And that's the smart move. If they didn't,
Yeah.
then it would have been like they that's why I say they got it right because they avoided the problem. Because to me, I don't see a problem. The only thing I would say is Miami has a better case than Indiana. Both of them are not conference champions, and Indiana only has Indiana, their better situation is that they only have one loss. Miami has 2. And then
Which I'm not mad at.
Indiana's one loss did come from Ohio State. Miami's 2 losses have came from teams that are like 6-6, 7-5. So it's like,
Yeah.
So it's like, how can I give you that? So
And then Alabama got
winning your conference
even worse.
and how
Alabama got an even worse case to make it because they got 3 losses.
3 losses.
And they lost to Vanderbilt and they lost to Vanderbilt or somebody else.
Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and
Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah,
About
that
to be
Oklahoma
Michigan.
and that Vanderbilt loss really like
It's
hurt.
about to be Michigan. Hey, yeah, bowl game. We'll see.
That's a lot of teams that run the
other than
ball.
that,
Hey
Similar to us.
Pat, what bowl game y'all in?
it's like they're. Oh, I'll let them answer that.
The something bowl, the Riata or something, but it started with an R because I
Yeah.
said it.
Oh yeah, we
wrong.
said it yesterday. Yeah. We was talking. Yeah, Reliant
okay.
Quest.
But it's like
It's a
like
cybersecurity
Riata
company.
Quest or some
Okay,
shit, yeah.
I just had to ask.
Hey man,
We're in the Pop-Tart Bowl. That's all I know. We're in the
that's
Pop-Tart.
who was it? Yeah, Miami is in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
We're in the Pop-Tart Bowl versus
I would have
Iowa
loved to
State.
see Miami versus Alabama because they're the 2 teams that got left out. They're the 2 teams like right under.
I'm
them.
not really interested.
I would have
in
loved
that.
to seen that matchup.
No, I don't care.
I'm not really interested
Me
in
personally, I like that. It gives college football playing.
I would have rather
vibes.
seen Miami versus Colorado.
Or
I'm
one of
cool
them.
with seeing
cool.
Michigan versus Bama.
I would have loved to see Miami versus Colorado or Colorado.
We gotta
versus
show
Bama as well.
that we still in this scenario with this SEC shit.
No, y'all
We're
not.
gonna go and beat the SEC's favorite.
But y'all not. Even if y'all beat Alabama, y'all not in this SEC shit because y'all don't play in the SEC.
Let's stay to the top.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Pat, you better.
They
Ohio
don't play
State.
in the SEC,
Ohio State can
so.
show you. Maybe they can compete with the SEC. You know, because
Jamel,
what do we do?
we
And what
both
do we
know
do?
that's not
And what do we
happening.
do? And what
It's
do we
Ohio
do?
State.
y'all beat Ohio State.
And what did we do? Oh, okay.
Y'all beat Ohio State. Hey,
Oh,
I don't know.
Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where we getting this like whole clout
Hey,
thing with Ohio State.
hey,
Like they
because
unbeatable monster.
you have a case. You have a
They're
case.
very
Pat.
beautiful.
Y'all can beat Bama,
Right.
but y'all can't beat Georgia. So, but
Yeah,
y'all also did y'all
y'all
beat Texas?
haven't beat Georgia
Y'all didn't
yet.
beat
Say
Texas
that
though
again,
either.
met them
Jamel.
once.
They can't beat us.
Y'all didn't beat Texas
met them
earlier this
once.
year either.
They
met them
can't
once.
beat us. Texas
We
and
met y'all
Michigan,
once.
they are hoes.
We met y'all once, bro.
Y'all in the past couple
Y'all
years.
can't beat us.
In the past couple years, y'all have played 3 SEC teams, and you've only beaten 1. You're 1-2 against
then.
SEC in
BDA.
the past couple years.
B2A.
Okay then. And
Hey,
now think about that.
Hey,
B-
Mel,
B2A.
you
That's
cheated.
33, and I'm gonna tell you what that
quick
is.
question.
That's a good shooting
That's
percentage.
belt.
That's
No,
33%.
No, that's belt. That's
That's
belt.
a
y'all in the
good
bowl game?
shooting percentage.
That's belt to ass. That's
What
belt.
bowl game
Yeah.
That's
y'all
a
in?
good shooting percentage.
Some random bowl game
That's
in
belt.
Tampa, and I think we played Tulane. And Tulane was a ranked
Ohio
school. I
State
think
get
they're
that belt, and
7-5.
Michigan can get
Okay.
that
A
belt.
No,
good
not
Every
7-5.
time.
Tulane only had like
It
2
wasn't
losses.
No,
a good
then we in the hunt.
And I
just
like
wondering if y'all
Tennessee
was
to
in
be
the
Ohio
For sure.
State.
Yeah, we
So
got it
what
together.
was y'all record?
I like
We
it
were
too.
7-5. Florida had the toughest schedule this season. and then saw what we did at the end by we knocked out LSU of any playoff contention.
Y'all quarterback got hot. I like our
exactly.
quarterback.
And we knocked off what do you call it? And we knocked out Ole Miss's chances. If he had played that entire Georgia game, I think we're having a completely different conversation about the SEC championship right now. But he got hurt in the second quarter of Georgia when we were up against Georgia. But hey, who knows? The future's bright with him. He made all freshmen.
Probably could have beat them boys.
Exactly. He made all freshman team.
Oh yeah,
he was
Patrick
the number.
Hate that.
He was a highly
recruited somebody got hurt.
Quarterback.
And then we still win. Because when our quarterback get hurt, what we do? We still win. He hate that.
Yeah,
that was a great game.
One.
Scapegoated.
Yeah, everybody else could get all this, but not Georgia.
Who you got winning, Bill?
Who do I have winning?
Who you have winning? Silence on the line.
He don't want to say.
Hold on. Before we jump there,
hold on. It's 12 teams. And you asked me
Hold
on. I haven't been able to speak because there's a rowdy ass Georgia fan that won't shut the hell up. This dude's going crazy.
They all like that.
That's what they do.
I gotta pop it sometimes. Sometimes I gotta pop it
because you asked me the question. You asked me the question, and I got 12 teams.
On the line is for everybody but the person who's answering.
Exactly. I got 12 teams to look at. It ain't like this team. Who do I think is gonna win, and who do I want to win? Two different questions. Who do I want to win? I want Arizona State. Who do I think is gonna win?
Yeah. He didn't ask you to.
I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna say.
My bad.
Who do I think is gonna win? Probably Georgia. Georgia.
Oh man, we them boys, man.
Probably Georgia because looking at their path, it's very easy. This game right here. This game.
Crazy. Not because they're a good team or anything, right? It's just because they're bad.
But you know why we?
That could be all it boils down to. That could be all it boils down to. Sometimes, you know.
Because they play hard,
because this is what's going on. Let me tell you how that's going to be.
We beat who in front of us. That's why.
Because you're the number 2.
This is an in-state game. They don't play each other like that. So this is a rivalry that's just going to start because Indiana and Notre Dame. That's going to be a tough game. The winner of this game, probably Notre Dame. They're not going to be ready to play Georgia. And it's a Sugar Bowl. I think they're playing in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl. Down south. Louisiana. They're not ready for that. Whoever wins out of this game, probably Penn State because it'll be in Pennsylvania. It'll be cold. SMU is coming from Texas. They're not ready for that. They'll lose that game. Penn State will definitely beat Boise State. And even if they don't, Georgia can definitely beat either of these two teams. That's Georgia's ticket to the final. Whoever comes out of this is going to have a tough time. I just said it's going to be tough for Oregon. It'll be tough for Texas to get out of Clemson, to beat Arizona State, to beat whoever of these teams. Whoever meets Georgia is going to be a little bit more banged up. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. I think Georgia gets the edge on that, and they take advantage of that because of their physicality and how they run the ball and how they have a great defensive line. Shout out to them playing for the Eagles. You see how they have transferred over into the NFL and still be able to be a great run-stopping defensive players. So I got Georgia just based off of that.
All we know is NFL talent. All we know is NFL prospects. That's all we know.
All right, Frank, who do you think's going to win?
I think we know the answer.
Yeah,
I think I answered for me and Frank.
No, I know. I just wanted to get it out of the way.
This dog sound off.
Now, who do I want to win? Them dogs. Who do I think gonna win? Them dogs.
It was one question.
All right, Patrick, who you think gonna win?
I gotta go between Oregon or Texas.
Yeah, hater.
I don't even think Georgia's gonna make it.
Why do you say Oregon and Texas?
Hater.
Hold up, Frank.
Because I think Texas has a route that they could actually win out in terms of like going against Clemson, going against Arizona State. And then after that, they're going to have to meet a team that is probably going to be a little more banged up out of the games from Tennessee versus Ohio State versus Oregon. And I don't know about this run with Oregon. I haven't watched much Oregon football. I mean, I hear the quarterback is like that, but I think Texas is like that as well in terms of what we've seen them compete and do. I do think they played though this year. I don't know.
Who?
Oregon and Texas. Didn't they play? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So that'll be a good game to see. But as for I know, it's like, why did I say I don't think Georgia gonna make it? the quarterback, bro. I don't think bro is hurt, and I don't think that run game that Georgia don't want to play run game versus these teams that we're looking at, especially not fucking Penn State. If they got to see Penn State, that's the epitome of run game. So Notre Dame, good run game, and I also think look at the struggles that they did. 50 yards in the first half. Now, granted, the other guy came off the bench, scored, but you can play the game and put the backup quarterback into the game and probably go score after the first quarterback's been bullshitting because the whole time nobody's adjusted to this person yet. So that's all that was. So
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna make it.
We'll say, since I only asked one question, but everybody always gives two answers. Who I want to win? Well, this is gonna sound crazy. Ohio State. I want Ohio State to win.
You disgust me.
I know.
I'm not mad at that. It's a long time coming for them boys.
Fuck your boy.
But see, that's the thing. It has really nothing to do with Michigan. It has nothing to do with Georgia. It's just I know a lot of people in Ohio, and I just think that would be kind of dope.
Shout out to Cleveland. Okay.
Okay, well, football based.
Okay.
Yeah, what about football based? Yeah.
Football.
Oh, well, like you said, that's who you want, so it don't have to be football based. So
why? Like who I think is gonna win? Probably Georgia.
Nigga, you from Georgia?
Than anything, I'll probably say Georgia than most.
Traitor.
Because I about to say, like I said, they pass seem easier, especially with the fact that whoever comes out of Indiana and Notre Dame, that they're going into the house. They're going down south. So just them going against Georgia down south it changes nothing. It's still going to be a home game for Georgia. And literally just for them to go against either SMU, Penn State, or Boise State, that's light work at that point.
They should,
They should run through them and literally be right there at the championship. And then from that point, literally everyone that's on the other side of the bracket, they're gonna literally have to fight and claw their way. I don't think it's gonna be any type blowout type games on that side of the bracket. So they're gonna have to fight and claw their way out of each round. So by the time they get to the national championship, Georgia probably still gonna be fresh as a daisy, and they're gonna be looking like hell.
Georgia's about to get Golden State Warriors. We just swept somebody in the Western Conference Finals, and we got time. That's what I'm saying. They're sitting healthy.
Georgia's really about to go on the same run that
we got time today.
Georgia's about to go on the Boston Celtics.
We got time today.
Yeah, I would say more Boston Celtics. Like it wasn't too easy. It wasn't a sweep, but they still got there comfortable.
To me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I don't know. We'll see. I think Gunnar Stockton will still pop up and do what he needs to do.
More like Houston Rockets.
I like my boy Gunnar. I like my boy Gunnar.
And they made it in love. They made it in love.
I would say, we've seen this time.
That's what it is. It's
one thing
like
I'll say,
the Rockets to me, James Harden.
The Rockets I will say, the tournament too.
One thing I will say about the quarterback thing. One thing I will say about the quarterback thing, Pat. One thing we have seen in football, professionally and NFL, and college, that backup quarterback can sometimes come in with enough time.
Hold
on. This is
the Super Bowl
my Philadelphia Eagles.
We can't trust his judgment, man.
My Philadelphia Eagles have won a Super Bowl based off a backup quarterback. Alabama beat Georgia off a backup quarterback.
Come on, man.
There's been times where that's
happened.
And
when did he get? When did that backup quarterback get drafted? What did that?
Well, that's a different conversation. Where I'm just talking about winning the national title here.
No, what did that backup quarterback get drafted? Can you answer that question?
When did the backup quarterback get drafted?
What did that backup quarterback get drafted at?
I don't know. He was like 13.
Man, that ain't got nothing to do with
Tua was a first round pick.
Circumstantial.
First round pick. What, like the
nobody knew that about
because you're not checking for Gunner, he's just a scrub.
We don't know if Gunner's going to be a first round pick.
No fucking first round pick.
No.
They was talking
about
he's
a three-star.
They was talking about long-term stuff. They was talking about
all he need to do is be good for 1 game.
1 month.
Pretty much to do the same thing.
1 month of good football.
1 month of good football, he could do that. I believe he could do that.
I don't
know.
Gunner, this ain't got nothing to do with you, actually. Gunner, this ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yes, it do. You dissing.
I just don't think that you have the talent to do it over this next month.
So you've only seen him play for 2 quarters.
Carson Beck was ass all year.
You telling me Gunner ain't
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You're basically saying if you're not better than him.
Huh?
Carson Beck was ass all year. And the man gets in off injury,
He was
bro.
ass, but he was also still good
There was
enough
games
to
they were
hold
blowing
on.
people out.
But Carson Beck is also good enough. His
is
team
Carson
is
Beck
also
a
good
soph-
enough
what
to in a stat. Hold on,
is he a
Naj.
sophomore? See,
Carson Beck, no, he's a senior.
He's a senior.
He also gets seniority, but
Boom.
he's also led a team through the toughest conference in all of college football to get to the conference championship. So let's not negate that fact. Yes, he has played like dog water this entire season, but
And
he's
I
also
They
said
haven't
that.
still.
I
played
have
against
said this,
nobody, bro.
man.
Georgia
They
has
be
not
playing
really
trash.
played that many people this
But
year,
he
bro.
had
We're
done
not gonna
he
act
had
like
done
they
just enough
played
to get to where we need him to
that
go.
top
To
tier
take us.
talent. What outside of Texas? What other
Texas,
games? Texas and Bama.
Bama, Tennessee.
We beat Tennessee.
Let me go to it specifically.
Tennessee.
Cause this is what
Tennessee is
Pat wanna
ranked
do.
9.
When his little team
They're
win,
still
we don't got
a
to trust
playoff
in his
team.
team and his talent. But when it
Bro,
comes to
we were just
anything
talking
Georgia
about
Can't
how
spell
Bulldogs,
games
schedule.
could have been
oh, I don't think
right
they're
there
talented enough.
at Miami.
Oh, I just don't.
Let's see.
We supply half of
Let's
the
see.
league with NFL talent.
All right,
They weren't.
Clemson. That's a playoff team. They beat
Beat
Clemson.
them.
That's a playoff team.
No.
Belt.
Alabama.
What?
Okay, that's their one loss.
Okay.
Alabama.
They beat us by 6 points. Okay.
Lost.
Oh yeah, they did have that loss to Ole Miss. I'll give them
Yeah,
that.
Ole Miss like that.
But they beat Georgia, and
Another
not Georgia. They
non-playoff
beat
team.
Texas. They
2
beat Tennessee.
non-playoff teams.
They beat 3. They beat 3 playoff teams,
And they've lost to 2
lost to
non-playoff
2.
teams.
They lost to 2 teams that were on the
Who
cusp
y'all
of
play,
making the
Patrick?
playoffs.
Pull up
On
Michigan
the
schedule.
cusp.
Who they play?
On the cusp.
Nah, who they play? He want to
Pull us
keep
up.
doing. He
Pull
want
us
to do
up.
this. Who y'all
Pull
play?
us
I
up.
want to see y'all schedule.
See, now we starting
They're not a playoff
No,
team. We not.
Pull us
that's
up. But we're not a playoff team.
We're not. Let's
have
not do that.
5-star talent.
I'm
Y'all are
not.
ranked
We're
with
not doing that.
5-star talent through and through at every position. We're not. So
But
Yeah,
and that's
everybody
it's not
know when you
relevant.
play in the SEC, you gonna lose.
We loading back up. Next
You gonna
year you can
lose
pull us up.
something. You gonna lose
Next
to
year you can
somebody.
pull us up.
I don't
Catch
think
on
we
a
need to
bad
pull
week.
y'all up, man.
We lost to Alabama by
Next year
6
you can
points.
pull us up.
Yeah.
We ain't get blown out. Only blowout we got is the Ole Miss. That's the only blowout we got.
I'm saying y'all were blowing teams out and y'all still ain't put that nigga in. Excuse me, that guy in.
I'm pretty sure he might have had some PT. We just didn't see it.
Nah,
Nobody
he
was
had
watching
PT.
it. Y'all about to say,
He
I don't
had
think
PT.
anyone.
He
We
was
could go to it.
before
Let's
he
go.
started
to
that
it.
game.
No,
That
see,
SEC
Mel, you
championship, he was
Mel,
7 to
feeding into
14
the
for
tit for tat over
142
here, man.
yards.
You said what?
You
He was
feeding into
7
the
to
tit for
14
tat.
for
That's all
142
they want
yards
to do is
going
go
to
tit
that
for
game.
tat.
So far, he even played a little bit last year. Oh, so far he has not done nothing. That boy did nothing. He's probably just played in like garbage time. But then even then, when Georgia does garbage time, they just run the ball. They don't, they just run the ball because they're running. There's a running team. Because think about it. No Georgia quarterback. Matthew Stafford is the last Georgia quarterback to come out the draft and actually do something. Georgia doesn't produce high-end quarterbacks, but they can still win without it.
Yeah.
So
we don't even know the name of that last
But I think they end up losing.
Pat,
That is
keep
a
it in the
fact.
stack. It's very
That is
similar
a
to
fact.
Michigan.
But they do end up
Because since Tom Brady, y'all have not produced a productive quarterback. Y'all have not produced. Y'all have not produced a productive quarterback since Tom Brady.
They just don't see what we see. And
Y'all
Tom Brady was not expected to be what he was.
a
Tom
productive
Brady was
NFL
not
quarterback.
expected to be what he was. We're not gonna act like Tom Brady was expected to be what he was.
Okay,
that's true.
And that doesn't even help. That actually doesn't help the case.
That y'all produce.
Tom Brady didn't become Tom Brady.
They don't see what we see.
Who is this we? Who is this they? Who's all
Michigan.
these? Who's all these random
NFL pros.
pronouns you like to
The
throw out
NFL
there?
pros don't
So
see
you
what
want
we
to
see.
know and see who is we?
NFL
Who is
pros.
they? Who are these?
I've answered your question.
It's gonna be, man. It's gonna be a great playoff. I can't wait to continue to react to some of these games. I think they start not this weekend, but next weekend. I think they're next weekend.
Georgia loses soon in their first game. How much money we putting down?
I'm not putting no money.
You want to bet? You want to lose your check?
Y'all can do that. I'm not putting no money on these
I'm going
bros.
straight. I'm going straight to underdog and betting the under on Georgia players. Carson Beck. I hope
mentioning OKC's roster.
Yeah, hater.
I hope you playing.
Yeah, hater. Oh, there go another Atlanta team.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
There go them Hawks.
Right now, I'm currently watching.
First off, though, just so you know, if you know your geography, the Bulldogs is not an Atlanta team. Thank you.
That's another Georgia team.
Atlanta niggas don't even root for them niggas like that.
Stop.
But Patrick, you
All
can't be a
right.
hater your whole
All
life,
right,
Stop.
bro.
Pat. Okay.
You're
No,
not
I'm
even
gonna
in
say
your
for
conference.
real,
You
that
hate
shit
like
is
that,
split.
man. That don't make
They
no sense.
actually fuck with because they go to the other schools, so
You
you
talking
end
about
up
Tech?
rooting for your schools. Tech,
We fuck with
they
Tech.
State?
fuck
We
with
fuck with
Tech,
all of
they
them
fuck with
boys.
State,
That's
they
cool.
fuck with the schools, they other schools, so they end up Morehouse, little small shits. You know what I'm saying? The
But
HBCU
but but when
situation.
Georgia but when Georgia getting that national championship, they pulling for Georgia, man. Come on.
Come
Yeah, on
on,
some Georgia
man.
shit.
You know
The
what
same
time it
way,
On
is,
some
same way
Patrick.
Georgia
Why you
shit.
anybody
playing
do.
crazy?
The same way anybody do.
Exactly.
Man, Mel, what you saying about the game, man?
Yeah, let's get into it. We moving
We're
on.
not on no run.
We'll come back to college football. We got 2 more weeks to the games. We'll get back there.
Hey,
Let's
lock
just
him up for all that hating, bro. That should be a crime.
all right. So
Nasty.
NBA. Let's move into the NBA. We ain't talking NBA in a while, but we
Yeah.
back. The
Ain't
NBA
cranked up
Cup
yet. Ain't
is
really cranked.
yeah, in-season tournament is underway.
Nah, they hooping.
Quarterfinals is set up. Right now I'm watching Orlando and Milwaukee go back and forth with this last 2 minutes in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we got some nice little matchups. I'll give my predictions, even though I've not watched a single full game of NBA, maybe 2 quarters
You good.
collectively. I'm gonna still do it. Because it's heavily opinionated, not heavily factual.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
So OKC and Dallas. I'll go Dallas. I hope my Magic pull it out in a minute. I think they will, so I'll go with my Magic. My Magic. Yeah. All right. We'll go Knicks and the Hawks. I'll go Hawks. They're hot. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Warriors and the Rockets. I'll just go Warriors. So that would be Dallas versus Warriors. I say Warriors. Hawks versus Magic. I got Hawks. I say Hawks versus Warriors, and I'll go Warriors. I say the Warriors win it this time.
Okay.
Smooth. Prank.
All right. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use my all matchup last, but Golden State, Houston. I got Houston. I like Houston. I like how they playing right now. Dallas, OKC. I'm gonna go Dallas. OKC got to prove to me that they could beat Dallas at this point. So yeah, I got Dallas. Las Vegas semifinals in the East quarterfinals. The Bucks, Magic. I got the Bucks. You know. I'm moving for a Magic though, but I got the Bucks. And then the Hawks and the New York New York Knickerbockers. You know who we got? We got the Hawks, man. And then in the semifinals, of course, we beat the Bucks before. We could do it again. So I got us in the finals, and then I got Houston in the finals. I feel like they got the upset, and I got us beating the Houston Rockets in the championship.
Pat.
I got Mavs winning their game versus OKC. Houston winning their game versus the Warriors. The Bucks versus Magic. Knicks versus Atlanta. And then Knicks versus Bucks. I go Knicks. And I got Houston versus Mavericks. I gotta go Mavs. And I think I'm gonna go with the big bodega.
Nice. How about to say, so for myself, OKC Dallas, that's gonna be a great game. I'm about to go with OKC on this one. The young guys. With the upset on them. Because Luka, we don't know sometimes when he's gonna play. Houston Warriors. It's something about Steph when he see Dylan Brooks. Uh, so I'm gonna go with the Warriors right now. Bucks and the Magic. I'm gonna go Magic. The young fellas pulling out against them, and then the Knicks and Atlanta. I'm gonna go Knicks. I'm gonna go Knicks. Oh, Bodega Cat. All right. Or Cat Daddy as they've been called. Uh, OKC versus Warriors. Ah, Warriors been having a tough time against OKC this season. So I'm gonna go with OKC. OKC versus. We'll probably see OKC versus the Knicks. And I'm gonna go with OKC on this one.
Wow. Okay. Thunder for the win. Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, the young fellas, man.
Thunder for the win.
They've been
That's how
charged.
I felt with Houston. So
They've been
the young
charged.
fellas.
Houston is different, man. It's something. I feel like they're missing something. There's something just missing from them. And I caught some of their games, and it's just like I can't put my finger on what it is. There's something that's not connecting all the way. Uh, but it's just like last year when we talked. I think Orlando was number one last year in the standings. I think
I think it
Houston's.
was the Pacers.
What do you mean?
I think last year in the standings, I think it was like the Pacers that was number one on the East.
No, okay. I'm talking about Orlando was number one in the standings overall, not in the actual in season tournament.
Were they number one for a while?
Yeah, because they was on top for a while, and I remember we had that conversation of they're about to make some noise, and I was like, they only number one because it's starting of the season, ain't nobody really locked in they lineups. Right now we got the G Leaguers in the game, like it ain't no actual locked in lineups, ain't nobody fully going crazy right now. That's how I feel about Houston, where I'm like, okay, y'all number one right now, but teams ain't fully locked in. You ain't got your set. Hey, this is our bench goes to 9 people. We not doing no 12 or 13 motherfuckers in the game. We doing 9 folks and that's it.
I think
We haven't gotten there yet.
if I gotta pick any matchup for a team to crash out in, I think it's gonna be the Houston and the Golden State Warrior game because
Oh yeah,
Houston Rockets, they're not trying to see that boy Stephen Curry do to sleep. To sleep.
Every time they play them, it's always a fight.
They're gonna crash out. So I got Houston for that. I got Houston.
Because what's gonna occur is they're gonna switch up. They're gonna keep switching defenders on Steph the whole night, just to keep switching. And Steph gonna cook every one of them every once in a while. So that's usually what occurs. And then Dylan Brooks starts crashing out because he's gonna do a hard ass foul on either one of the young guys or he's gonna do a hard ass foul.
And then you're gonna see Draymond swinging on Dylan Brooks
every time. It literally happens every game.
Nah, that's gonna be a good game though.
But overall, I think it's gonna be those are some good matchups. I'm pretty sure all these teams are probably going to be in the playoffs for their respective.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, majority.
Which I don't know about last year's in-season tournament, but I'm pretty sure the elimination round, most everybody.
I believe most of those guys made it.
It's going to be one of those teams that's going to be in the play-in.
That's all I gotta add.
Some were fighting in the play-in.
One team is going to be in the play-in.
The Lakers was in the play-in and they won it.
Yeah.
But this is all I got to say though about this. How many times do we got to beat New York? How many times? That's all I'm gonna say. How many times we got to beat New York to prove that we could beat New York?
The amount of times y'all made it to the Eastern Conference Finals or made it to the finals.
We done beat
them earlier this year.
We done beat New York several times in the playoffs. I'm just saying.
The Hawks beat them earlier this year too. So,
hey,
it's gonna go for the sweep.
Just like Miami Heat, no one gives a fuck about what happens in the regular season.
Exactly.
What you do in the playoffs?
Speaking of, your Miami Heat is about to be looking like the Patriots.
I didn't even say regular season. Patrick said regular season. I said playoffs.
Y'all beat them in the series?
Yeah, several times. When they had D Rose.
When the New York Knicks had D Rose?
Yeah, they had Julius Randle, D Rose, RJ Barrett.
I saw a stat today that said that RJ Barrett has scored the most points out of his draft class. His draft class has Zion. He's the only one who stay on the court. He has Zion. He had Cam Reddish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he the only one that's healthy.
He's the only one who stay on the court.
John Morant.
Everybody else always fucking hurt from that draft.
I think Tyrese Halliburton was in that class.
We gotta start drafting Canadians, man. Stop drafting these American players. We gotta start drafting Canadians. If I'm an owner, that's what I'm telling my franchise, man. Start drafting them Canadians. Man.
Nah, I just saw that the number one high school prospect, he going to BYU, and he about to make NIL like $7 million in NIL money.
There we go. I'm like, why?
He already making that cheese.
But no, y'all, this is the part where people are like, okay, this some scam type shit, because the Utah Jazz general manager and their owner went to BYU.
That state is just very, that's
And
just
they're
how they
putting
do
money.
That's
They're putting money
Scientology.
into BYU. So like,
Mormon,
if
Latter-day Saints.
if the Jazz continue to tank,
Yeah, one of
they're
them.
going to end up with him on their team. They're basically prepping him
They're
to be.
grooming him.
They're grooming him basically at this point.
I mean, that should sound cute.
Well,
That shit
hey.
ain't gonna happen though.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's a little bit too much for a 17-year-old, but okay.
They're
Not for
about to
him, but
get
I'm saying
Cooper
like, bro,
Flag, bro.
can y'all just draft somebody
Who's
instead of trying
drafting
to do
Cooper
all that?
Flag?
The Jazz is about to get Cooper Flag. They're
Yeah.
tanking for Cooper right now.
They could probably get Cooper. Who else up in the? It's a possibility San Antonio could end up with him if they decide to stop. Like if they continue to be on their winning ways, they ain't gonna get him. But you never know. Shit can happen. Chris Paul is old as shit, so he ain't gonna be able
I
to
can see the Trailblazers getting them.
or the Trailblazers. And if he go there, it's over for him.
I hate to say I hate that.
The shit now. Hey, Portland is where
Detroit might get them.
Hey, it's up city. Him and Cade.
New Orleans. He might end up in New Orleans.
The only problem with that is because the
Pelicans
only
suck
problem
this
with
year,
those
so they
two is
definitely
they're not
compete.
both. They play the same, and they need to be. One of them will have to turn into killers. They're not killers. Cade can get a bucket. Don't get me wrong, but Cade is gonna get a triple double while he's getting a
Actually,
bucket.
now that I thought about it, this is crazy to say. OKC could get Cooper Flag too.
Oh,
They
because the
probably
picks.
could with all
Because they
picks.
got the picks. They have
But the Clippers
Philadelphia
balling.
76ers picks. They have the Clippers picks. They also have who else is it? It was another team. I was like, oh shit. I think they got the Pelicans pick too. So if those three teams literally lose to the point where they fall into like that top 3 pick, literally he could go to OKC.
That's crazy.
Which is fucking wild.
That'd be tough. If he go to OKC, that's a championship.
Right now, I think I saw that they got like 30 plus picks within the next like 4 or 5 years.
They stacking talent.
They're stacking picks. So I think for the next 3 years, for the first round, OKC has a guarantee of 2 to 3 picks each first round.
That's crazy.
They're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
I mean, they ain't got no high market. I mean, like not market, but like budget for like free agency. So
they don't need to if you're gonna keep collecting young talent like that, and then you not underpaying them, but I mean, the oldest person they have on their team right now is Alex Caruso, and he's like 30.
And they young like the Hawks young. Hey, I'm gonna let you know something, man. They've been low key hitting on them picks too. OKC. They've been
the young Hawks players. They need time to develop. They still need time to fully develop. OKC young players, they're getting them, and they're developing within a year. Y'all young guys need to take at least 2 years to fully like.
I don't think Dyson Daniel or Jalen Johnson need 2 years.
Jalen Johnson's been in the league, bro. I think he got drafted the same year as RJ Barrett.
But he young though. That's all I'm saying. Like,
but it proves my point though. Y'all have a longer develop time. They're getting guys who are like, yo, all you need is a year off. You need a year, and you're good.
That boy Jalen Williams was a budding superstar and considered an inch in like 2 years, a year.
Yeah. And we're talking even Dorsett. He literally I forgot what they call his nickname.
And we know Chet.
Dortch Chamber or some shit like that.
Nah, they've been hitting on all these picks. They came
Casey Wallace.
I'm about to say,
Casey Wallace or whatever,
bro,
with the leading the 3-point shooting in the league.
Like that's a robbery. The fact that they literally got Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. Like, bro, come on, come on. The Snapchatter, come on.
Oh Lord,
come on, man.
The boy said, "We need a grown man version of you. We can't
we
deal
need somebody
with this.
who's mature."
Well,
who likes mature women.
Breaking news. It does look like Milwaukee's going to win this. They play in the foul game. They're up 4. They're playing the foul game with like 4 seconds left. Giannis at the free throw.
Oh, Paulo's out, ain't it?
So who else had
Yeah,
Magic?
Paulo's still out.
I didn't say.
And
I
Franz.
had the
And I think
game on.
Franz
I
is
said
I had the
Giannis.
game on in the background.
I
That's how you
said
know I barely
Giannis.
watch.
I said
I had the game on in the background. Didn't even know Paulo wasn't
I
playing.
said them
Y'all
both.
bracket is bust.
Because when I said, oh, it's 2 minutes left, I looked. I said, why is Paulo not in the game? It's 2 minutes left.
That's a good
Oh,
sign.
I forgot Paulo's
Yeah, that
hurt.
nigga been hurt.
He's not hurt.
But Franz,
Yeah, he
Franz
out.
just got hurt too. I think Franz is out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other one was playing.
No, it's 22 on the court.
It's all right.
I don't think
I don't
anybody
care,
right
bro.
now.
I'm just happy
Because,
I'm
bro,
wrong.
I'm telling you,
To
that
me,
nigga.
I feel like
thought
the
I
Bucks-
seen a report
21.
They
that said-
only
I think it's
winning those
21.
big
It
games
said
when
that he
everybody's
was
hurt
out
anyway.
indefinitely. 22 was out indefinitely, and without Franz, like Franz was the one that was
Yeah.
hooping.
No,
Yeah,
21 is playing.
The
Is that
Bucks
him?
really
Yeah, the other
they only
one.
gonna win games if somebody's hurt. No,
And they just got Middleton back.
they're not beating no actual real teams like that. If they're not, they're not
How
beating.
many
healthy
threes did Brook Lopez hit? That
He
was a
don't-
parlay I had.
You
Check
better
your parlay.
check your parlay.
That's a very specific
All right,
question.
man. Let's get up out of here, man.
Shit, yeah, I ain't got nothing else to go.
Yeah, let's get
shit.
about
Yeah, Franz is out.
Yeah, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about? Or we out?
Hey, man, take it easy. I'm glad to see y'all, man.
Ain't it? Happy
Glad
holidays.
I missed y'all,
Happy
viewers.
holiday
Happy
break.
holidays.
Holiday
Man,
break?
happy holidays, man.
Yeah, we was
Shout
on
out
holiday
to all
break.
y'all. I hope
Oh,
you
yeah,
have a
we
safe
were
trip
on. I
out
thought
there,
you were
man.
saying we starting one. I was going to say, well, no, I'll be back next week on my little vacation. I'll be back Monday.
Hey,
so
enjoy
I can
enjoy your vacation, Jamel.
Yes, sir.
Be safe out there, man.
Back
Safe
in the
I
travel.
don't
city.
care about your vacation, Jamel.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Back in the city.
I care about my vacation.
Much love to
So,
y'all people, man.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most
Yes,
definitely.
sir. Back in the city.
You see it. But yeah, all right. We're going to get into it next week. With that, stay heavily opinionated, everybody.
Let's go
Peace.
blue.